Hi everybody, this is Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and in this video I am assembling the Flying Geese blocks for the Christmas Bauble Quilt. Now, I showed you a video on how to make the bauble blocks, but I haven't shown you anything about the Flying Geese blocks. So those have already been made. The quilt top is actually already done, and I just wanted to show you the video of how I'm making these. Now, since this is a 2-block quilt and the Flying Geese blocks are all the same, they're all using the same fabric, I just did a mass production of the blocks. And you can see here I am cutting the pieces for the Flying Geese, and these are all cut at 2.5 by 4.5 inches. So I cut all my strips 2.5 inches wide by width of fabric, and then I trim off the selvage edge and then trim the pieces down to 4.5 inches long. And going through this, I'm calculating how many I need, which I have already done that ahead of time, but I have to count as I am cutting to make sure that I am cutting enough and not cutting too many. Now I'm stacking all of those pieces up, putting them to the side, and now I'm going to cut all of the background fabric. Now this is a low volume print instead of a solid. I just wanted to add a little more texture to the quilt. So this is it's a mistletoe pattern here. And these strips need to be 2.5 by 8.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a strip from the yardage that is 8.5 inches wide, and I'm using my cutting mat for the 8.5 inch mark because I don't have an 8.5 inch wide ruler. And as long as your mat matches the markings on your ruler, there's no reason why you can't use your mat for measurements. Everything turned out fine, so I didn't have any problems with that. So I'm going to cut those 8.5 inch strips into 2.5 inch wide by 8.5 inch wide strips, and these will go on the sides of the stack of Flying Geese that are going to be in the center of this block. And now I need to cut the 2.5 inch squares, which will make up the sides of the Flying Geese. So we'll be cutting these strips 2.5 inches wide by width of fabric, and then cutting them down, subcutting them into 2.5 inch squares. So I am counting how many squares I can get within each strip, and then cutting the number of strips I need to make the 2.5 inch squares. And I'm using a couple of the pieces I had left over from an 8.5 inch wide strip of fabric here, so that I'm not wasting any fabric. And I need to make enough for all of the blocks, so I'm cutting everything at once, stacking it up, and then I count everything several times through the process to make sure I have the number of pieces that I need. And now it's time to sew the flying geese together. So I'm starting by sewing the 2.5-inch background square to the right side of each one of the 2.5 by 4.5-inch rectangles. So that'll make the right hand side of the flying geese unit. And I'm going to batch sew those or chain sew those all together so that it saves time and it saves thread. Now I'm going to cut all of these apart, cut the chain that's holding them all together, and then I'll trim off the outer corner, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then I'll press that background square back. Okay, now I'm going to repeat that same step, but on the left side of the rectangle so that I can make the background on the left side of the flying geese units. And once again, I'm chain piecing all of those together and helping me save time and thread, and it just helps speed things up, makes the job of sewing all of these together a lot easier. Now I'm going to cut them apart, cutting the chain between each one of the pieces, and I'll trim off the outer corner, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'll press the background piece back, and then those flying geese units will be done. Okay, now I have all of my flying geese units, and I need to sew them together. So each block has 4 flying geese units in it, and they're sewn one right next to the other. So I'm going to sew these together in pairs, and then I will sew 2 sets of 2 together to make a set of 4. On each side of the set of flying geese, I'm going to sew one of the 2.5 by 8.5 inch rectangles. Now sometimes those rectangles seem to be a little bit large, but that has to do with the amount of fabric that is taken up by the seams in the flying geese units. So you can either trim those down a little bit, your blocks will be a little bit smaller, or I pinned at the top and the bottom and kind of just put a little tension on those flying geese units and sewed everything together, and it went together just fine. So I'm going to batch sew these all together and sew on one side, and then I'll flip everything around and sew the 2.5 by 8.5 inch background rectangle to the opposite side. So the blocks are all done, and I'm just going to stack them up and count them as I'm stacking them to make sure I have the correct number. And I had to sew those together with the bauble blocks. They just alternated. So a bauble block right next to a flying geese and just alternating that throughout the quilt. The inner borders in this shot have already been sewn on. That's the red fabric. And now I'm sewing the outer borders on, and that is the green fabric here. And the inner borders did not need to be pieced because the quilt was small enough and that I could use the full width of the fabric to cut the pieces. And that inner border is 2.5 inches wide. And the outer border I did have to piece, and I like to piece with a diagonal seam, 45-degree seam when I piece my borders. Some people would use just a straight cut when they're sewing their pieces together for their borders, and that's fine too. It's just whatever you like to do. I prefer to use the diagonal seam. So when I do that, I want to make sure that seam doesn't end right at the edge of the quilt, right at the corner. So I piece all my strips together, and then I judge where that seam is going to lie, and then I will adjust the border piece up or down however I need it, so that that seam does not end right at the corner of the quilt top.
Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.